saving it.
What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. Hey, in this video I'm going to be showing a lot of footage that I had last night playing some pretty sweaty matches with some friends of mine, TK and Asteroid. Asteroid is in 13 Devils. You may recognize that clan. They've got guys like Knightley in there, but great competitors. And you know, I enjoy playing with Asteroid because I don't play competitively and he does, so I get to pick up on some stuff when I play with him. If you haven't checked him out, I'll leave a link to his Twitch in the description. You can watch him. He does some pretty great competitive gameplays, certainly worth watching. So I'm going to share some of my advice when you're going up against these sweaty players. You know, sometimes in matchmaking you get paired against a full team of 3 that knows what they're doing. Guys that maybe sweat often, and we did recognize some names last night as we were playing. So these are people who are used to playing pretty sweaty, and you'll see that in the gameplay. So here's how we were able to come out on top. Here was one of the teams, and they're going full. The whole team is full thorns and shotguns, so it's as tryhard sweaty as it gets. And they played really well, so they gave us a real good match. It gave us a good run for our money. We did manage to come out on top, but it was a close match for sure, and caused me to be really cautious, to think long and hard about my approaches. One of the first things I want to talk about is double peeking. You never want to double peek. I shouldn't say never, but you almost never want to double peek. Don't get in the habit of peeking out, taking a shot, and then peeking back out again to follow it up with another shot. Just get in the habit, whether you hit the shot or not, you peek out, you fire, and then you step back in if they have line of sight on you. If they don't have line of sight on you, fine. Step back out and challenge again. But if they're watching you and they're waiting for you, then you never want to double peek. You pull the trigger and you back out. And you'll see that with these 2 shots here. I pull the trigger and instinctually back off. I sidestep back into cover, and then I just run away. I know I got the kill, but I'm one shot, and you got to anticipate that this guy that I just killed is making call-outs the second he goes down. So I pull the trigger, I get the kill, I back off. Even if I don't get the kill, I back off from that. That's a bad place to challenge from. And here again, I take my shot and instinctually sidestep into cover. So it's one shot and then sidestep in. You don't want to just sit out there and take multiple shots. That's a great way of getting yourself killed. The next thing I want to talk about is team positioning. In order to get kills against guys like this, one of the most important things is challenging the same areas, but not from the same position, if that makes sense. So we've got some guys down here just outside of the C doorway. So TK's low, I'm up on the ledge, and then Asteroid, as you can see up to the right, is up on B platform. So we're challenging the same area, but not all from the same location. What that helps us do is I can get body shots from up there and make these guys one shot. TK can shoot out at head level, kind of more where they expect you to be. And then Asteroid, you can see clearly Kobe's in a grenade to mop up one of the guys that I prime. And that's especially important to do after you've gotten a pick. So I dropped one guy with my Nova Bomb, and then it's 3v2, and we just basically push them from different angles, and we get the team wipe. Another factor in winning these matches is learning to never challenge by yourself. So here's the situation. Asteroid and I are waiting on this special ammo. Now, we didn't make it clear to TK that we were not going to be engaged, that we were going to wait on this special. So TK pushes up 1v3, and he trades. Now, that's technically losing when the rest of your team isn't there, because, yeah, it's 100 points for you and 100 points for them, but then they get the revive, and it's essentially like throwing 53 free points at the other team. So you never want to challenge 1v anything when your team's not there to back you up, because a trade is essentially losing. So this clip here is another example of challenging the same opponent or the same area, but not from the same location. So TK is clearly up on the right on the catwalk, and I'm low to the left here, so he may be looking out at TK, who's engaging him, who got him primed, trying to counter snipe or counter shoot, whatever. And I have a different angle, different vantage point. Same thing with the guy on the right there that I just sniped. All I needed was a body shot. He was already engaged with TK, so his aggro, his focus, his attention is on the opponent that's immediately in front of him. So that frees you up to do some flanking maneuvers and to get some easy kills on guys who aren't focused on you. And the best thing about that is that, especially if they're already engaged with one of your teammates, all they have to do is shoot them once with their primary, and that's an extra 50 points. If you get the kill, they get the assist, so it's 150 points for one kill. That's fantastic. These points add up quickly. So as you continue to team fire opponents down, you'll be getting more bang for your buck, so to speak. Now, here's a mistake that I made. You know how I told you never double peek, don't stay out there if you miss your first shot? Sometimes I kind of get gutsy and I don't follow my own rules. Here's a good example of why you should stick to your rules. I missed that first shot and I decided to go ahead and stay and take another shot, but Thorn fires so freaking fast that all he needed to do was just go pop, 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 and I'm dead. Just like that. So you take your one shot and you leave. And here's another example of that same thing. Now, Asteroid's low to the left, so this guy's not looking at the same level that I'm on. As I jump up on that rock to challenge him, I get the quick snipe, and a couple seconds later, we win that match. So these are just some things that will help you win your matches against these sweaty players. Make sure your communication is good, but also, I've shown you a lot of sniping. Don't be afraid to use your primary, even against things like Thorn. If you are team firing opponents, and that right there, that was a good example of baiting grenades. You kind of peek and drop back. I got that guy absolute, but you call it out and then you walk away. You let your teammates know where they are and how hurt they are. They call out that he's got two that are one shot, so I push on one, and I get one down. And this guy runs away before I can put my last bullet into him. But I'm not going to follow the same route that my teammates are taking. I'm going to try and head him off. As they're putting bullets in his back, I can run and cut him off, so he's still one shot. They're keeping his recovery down, and I'm able to challenge from a different vantage point, keep the guys guessing. Now, right there, Asteroid called that this guy was going to burn, just leave him alone. So I just bugged out of that engagement. Even though he was one shot, I just trusted that, yep, he's going to die. There's no sense in me challenging. And we got two down, so now we're just going to push the last guy together. I don't get the kill, but I got 50 points for an assist. Asteroid finishes the guy. Even though I did all the damage, most people are like, oh, you stole my kill. Don't worry about that, because that's extra points. You got 150 points for one kill as a team. That's great. So we just steamroll our way to the first 800 points there, and then they really start to rally and come back and push us hard. Now, I'm just trying to play smart. I'm trying not to get killed in stupid ways. I'm baiting opponents as they're chasing me, and I'm getting the revives. And one of the things that helps your teammate get revives much better, one of the habits that you can break, almost everyone does this. When you die, don't tell your teammates how you died. That's everyone's first response is, oh man, I challenged her. I shouldn't have challenged her. I got sniped. Or, they say, oh, dang it, man, I don't know. How did he do that? Man, I had shots in it. That's time that's wasted. When you explain what happened, that's everyone's initial response, just to say what happened. Don't do that, because that's wasted time that you could be calling out to your teammates what's going on around your orb, because that's much more important. Unless you get killed by like a roaming super or something and you need to call that out, sure. But still, you're calling out what's going on in your orb. So, just remember that. That's a really hard habit to break. Everyone does that. Even I do that sometimes. But don't call out what you did wrong. Don't talk about how you died. Just talk about what's going on. That way your teammates know immediately how to react, whether they need to run or challenge, if the opponent is one shot or not, because seconds matter, especially when it comes to people's recovery times in this game. You don't want to waste any precious seconds talking about how you died so that they can get away and recover their shields, when you should be calling out that they're primed, that they're one shot, challenge from this angle. Those are the things that are going to help you win games. This particular team that you're seeing in the gameplay here, we went up against these guys 3 times in a row. They gave us a real run for our money a couple of times. We did manage to win all 3 games, but we just pushed really hard. And even as a sniper, like I tend to main, you don't want to just rely on your sniper rifle alone. You see me pushing up with my primary out, and that's one of the things that you have to do, is consistently remember what weapon to have out. You don't want to be running around with a sniper rifle out unless you're planning on challenging some long sight lines in the immediate future. So otherwise, you just want to be running around with your primary at the ready and rely on that much more than your special weapon, whether you're a sniper, a shotgun, or even if you're running a fusion rifle in sweats, which you probably won't be doing. But hopefully, I would love to see more fusion rifles in sweats, personally. I would love to see it. I would love to see them get back to a place where they're competitive, where they can be used seriously, not just as a gimmicky gun. Because generally speaking, a lot of people may say, hey, they're not gimmicky guns, they're really, really effective. And they may be in some of the lobbies that you get matched into, for sure, when you get into more casual lobbies. But when you're playing against people like this, when you're playing against people who are used to, playing sweaty, then you're probably going to be a detriment to your team. Now, one of the things you definitely want to remember is whenever you get 2 down, you always want to go on the offense and look for the 3rd. You want to get that team wipe before they can get away and rally to the position of their teammates as they respawn. So make sure that you're pushing that final guy here. I'm pushing this guy because TK had his aggro, and I was in close enough quarters that I trusted my ability to kill this guy with my Warlock melee range and last word. Now here, I baited in that super into the bottleneck. Make sure that if you're going to challenge a roaming super, that you are pulling them into bottlenecks. And here we're just trying to push on these last 2 guys as hard and fast as possible so that we can wrap up this match. And we do, we get the win. So GG to these guys, well GG's, because we had several. But hopefully these are some helpful tips that will help you sort of be a little bit more disciplined in the way that you think about your engagements and approach your engagements in these more sweaty matches, guys. So thanks for stopping by, and we will catch you in the Crucible.